Welcome to Afro Page, and thanks for watching. In today's video, we are excited to present to you the top 10 African countries with the most curvy women. Africa countries have more beautiful women compared to women in the Western world. African women beauty is natural and classic, and they are also referred to as fashion icon. We always hear about the most beautiful women in Africa, but which country has the most curvy women in Africa? This is what you will find out today in this video. Kindly note that this video only accommodate 10 list, so let us know any country you think is missing in the comments section below. And hey, before we start, please subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon for more interesting videos. Number 10. Zimbabwe. Women in Zimbabwe are very beautiful, stunning and curvy. Similarly to the majority of countries around the world, the traditional gender roles of women in Zimbabwe are often considered subordinate to those of men. However, women in Zimbabwe have substantial economic and traditional and social responsibilities. Zimbabwe women come from a range of economic and educational backgrounds. They are not only known for their beauty, but also for their bravery. Before independence, women in Zimbabwe began to organize to exercise their political power. Zimbabwe women are very beautiful, and currently number 10 on our list of top 10 countries in Africa with the most curvy women. Number 9. Angola. Angola is regarded as the country in Africa with the most curvy women. This nation is more like Little Brazil, comprising of exotic women of varied texture. Most of these females have chocolate complexion. On average, Angola women have noble features and facial proportions. A number of them are supermodels. An Angolan woman's beauty is famed for its naturalness, curvy, charming, gorgeous, and they have a good sense of fashion. Number 8. Ivory Coast. Women in Ivory Coast formed less than half the country's population in 2003. Their social roles and opportunities have changed since the time of French colonialism. Ivory Coast women are extremely beautiful and curvy. From independence in 1960, women's status under the law in Ivory Coast was inferior to that of men, and this continued until the 1990s, when their former president Felix died, and a law was passed giving women right to contest for position in governments. Cultural traditions and practices too have usually marked women for inferior status. Ivory Coast has more than 60 ethnic groups, usually classified into 5 principal divisions, which include East, West, Center, Southeast, Southwest, Northwest, North Center and Northeast group. Each of these groups has its own traditional roles for women. 20% of women in Ivory Coast are Christian, while 30% of women in Ivory Coast are Muslim. Ivory Coast women are very beautiful and currently number 8 on our list of top 8 countries in Africa with the most curvy women. Number 7. Liberia. Women of Liberia are very beautiful. In 2003, during the Second Liberian Civil War, women of Liberia Mass Action for Peace forced a meeting with President Charles Taylor and extracted a promise from him to attend peace talks in Ghana to negotiate with the rebels. A delegation of Liberian women went to Ghana to continue to apply pressure on the warring factions during the peace process. Women in Liberia are not only known for their beauty, but also for their courage and braveness. The Mass Action for Peace is a peace movement which started in 2003 by women in Monrovia, Liberia, in West Africa, that worked to end the Second Liberian Civil War. The movement began despite Liberia having extremely limited civil rights. Thousands of Muslim and Christian women from various classes mobilized their efforts and staged a silent non-violent protest. Liberia women are not only beautiful and curvy, but they are also lovely and peacemakers. They contributed immensely to end the lingering war that took place in Liberia. Number 6. Uganda. Women in Uganda are very beautiful and curvy. Similarly to the majority of countries around the world, the traditional gender roles of women in Uganda are often considered subordinate to those of men. Uganda women are not only known for their beauty, but also for their bravery. Before independence, women in Uganda began to organize to exercise their political power. In 1960, the Uganda Council of Women led by Edith Mary Bataringaya passed a resolution urging that laws regarding marriage, divorce, and inheritance should be recorded in written form and publicized nationwide, a first step toward codifying customary and modern practices. During the first decade of independence, this council also pressed for legal reforms that would grant all women the right to own property and retain custody of their children if their marriages ended. Uganda women are very beautiful and currently number 6 on our list of top 10 countries in Africa with the most curvy women. Number 5. Ghana. Ghana women are very beautiful and curvy. The status of women in Ghana and their roles in Ghanaian society has changed over the past few decades. There has been a slow increase in the political participation of Ghanaian women throughout history. Women are given equal rights under the Constitution of Ghana, yet disparities in education, employment, and health for women remain prevalent. Additionally, women have much less access to resources than men in Ghana do. Ghanaian women in rural and urban areas face slightly different challenges. Throughout Ghana, female-headed households are increasing. Multiple forms of violence against women still exist in Ghana. In recent years, feminist organizations and women rights groups have increased. Efforts to bring about gender equality continue to grow in Ghana. The government of Ghana has signed on to numerous international goals and conventions to enhance women's rights in Ghana. Ghana women are very beautiful and curvy. That is why many people love to watch Ghana movies. Women in pre-modern Ghanaian society were seen as bearers of children, farmers, and retailers of products. In the midst of all this, Ghanaian women are still regarded as beautiful and classic. Ghanaian women are very beautiful and currently number 5 on our list of top 10 countries in Africa with the most curvy women. What do you think? Hit the like button if you are from Ghana. Number 4. South Africa. South African women are very beautiful and curvy. In general, all racial and ethnic groups in South Africa have long-standing beliefs concerning gender roles, and most are based on the premise that women in South Africa are less important or less deserving of power than men. Some African traditional social organizations are male-centered and male-dominated. Africana beliefs include a strong emphasis on the theoretical and biblical notion that women's contributions to society should normally be approved by or be on behalf of men. Modern Christianity was introduced into South Africa by the ancestors of the Afrikaner diaspora. South African women are very beautiful and also known for their bravery and courage during apartheid in South Africa. Number 3. Tanzania. This East African country's women are very beautiful, charming, gorgeous and curvy. Women and men in Tanzania have equality for the law. The government signed the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women in 1985. The gender differences in education and training have implications later in life of these women and girls. Unemployment is higher for females than for males. The right of a female employee to maternity leave is guaranteed in labor law. Tanzanian women and girls remain among the most marginalized and underutilized citizens in sub-Saharan Africa. Enabling gender equality and empowering women are critical to advancing progress and growth in Tanzania. Aside from beauty, Tanzania women are very strong and very brave. Tanzania women are very beautiful and currently number 3 on our list of top 10 countries in Africa with the most curvy women. Number 2. Nigeria. Taking the second spot on our list of top 10 African countries with the most curvy women is Nigeria. Nigerian women are very beautiful and curvy. Women's social role in Nigeria differs according to religious and geographic factors. women's role is primarily understood as mothers, sisters, daughters, and wives. Additionally, women's roles are in accordance with ethnic differences and religious background, with women in northern Nigeria being more likely to be secluded in the home than women in southern Nigeria, who participate more in public life. Modern challenges for the women of Nigeria include child marriage and female genital mutilation. In the southern part of Nigeria, women traditionally had economically important positions in interregional trade and in the markets. They also worked on farms as major labor sources and had influential positions in traditional systems of local organization. Women in the southern part of Nigeria had received Western-style education since the 19th century, so they occupied positions in the professions and to some extent in politics. In addition, women headed households, something not seriously considered in Nigeria's development plans. Such households were more numerous in the south, but they were on the rise everywhere. Nigeria women are very beautiful and are always seen in Nollywood, the home video of the Nigerian movie industry displaying their beauty and extraordinary gifts from God. Nigerian women are not known for beauty alone, but also known for bravery, smartness, fashion, and creativity. However, child marriage is common in Nigeria, with 43% of girls being married before their 18th birthday and 17% before they turn 15. The prevalence, however, varies greatly by region. What do you think? Hit the like button if you are from Nigeria. Number 1. Kenya. Taking the first spot on our today's list is Kenya. Women in Kenya are very beautiful and curvy. The history of the evolution of the traits of women in Kenya can be divided into women within Swahili culture, women in British Kenya, and Kenyan women post-independence. The condition and status of the female population in Kenya has faced many changes over the past century. The British colonized Kenya from 1888 to 1963. The British imperialism had a large impact on Kenyan culture and still does today. Before British colonization, women in Kenya played important roles in the community, from raising children and maintaining the family to working on farms and in marketplaces. The influence of the patriarchy became even stronger with colonization, which stripped women of many responsibilities and opportunities they once had. However, some women fought alongside men during their struggle for independence and are acknowledged in the country's rich history for their role. Even after Kenya gained independence in 1963, women were still oppressed and not given many opportunities like education, except for a small number of young women. Women in Kenya still face many problems such as child marriages and arranged marriages, female genital mutilation, the AIDS epidemic, as well as lack of education. Although Kenya still has a long way to go in hearing the plight of women, women continue to be an improvement in financial, social, and economic inclusion within the country at different stages, ranging from dialogue, policy implementation, representation, and so forth. In Kenya, women do not get many decision-making roles in the government, despite a gender rule in the 2010 constitution, which further sets women back. Although Kenya is behind in this case, there are a few influential women who took seats in the Kenyan government. In the midst of all these, Kenya is prized as the country with the most beautiful women in Africa. Kenya women are very beautiful, classic, curvy, and gorgeous. Kenya women are very beautiful and currently number 1 on our list of top 10 countries in Africa with the most curvy women. That brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your suggestion in the comments section below, and also like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos.